So the end of May into June has probably been like the worst freaking months of this year. January was fine. February things went a little bit downhill, especially for me personally. I'm mixed matching the camera. I'm wearing my trans shirt, and I have the big flag in the back. Do you see how big this is? This goes all the way over there. This, for Pride Month, I said I was gonna have the big flag in the back, and I didn't think to do it until like just now. But there's a lot of stuff going on which kind of makes it a little bit tricky to enjoy Pride Month for many reasons. One of them is that people are dying, and not just from Corona. There's a lot of stuff going on. I have a tiny bit of sparkling ice left from that I can drink during this video. Even though whatever, it's mainly talking, but there's a lot of bad stuff that's going on this Pride Month, and Pride is canceled this year. Pride Festival. There's normally a big one down where well, I mean, there's one Colorado Springs, and then there's one that happens in what's it called, Denver. For those of you who don't know, I live in Colorado, but Pride was canceled this year due to coronavirus and all this. They didn't want that big meeting, but there's also just a lot of there's a lot of specifically black trans women who are just being hung. Not hung. Someone was hanged. But history is just repeating itself, man. It's not... There's a lot of people dying, and no one's... I mean, people are caring about it, but nothing's being done about it. A lot of the cops are just being absolute trash. I want to swear, but I'm not supposed to on the channel. But a bunch of cops are just being absolute a-holes about the whole thing. There's one or two that I've seen where like cops are actually cool and they don't want this, but 90% of them, 90% of cops most of the time are just racist. And while most of the bad things in most of the bad things in 2020 I've put off as a joke, as you know, to not actually worry about stuff happening. And a lot of people have done that too, you know, when in January, the World War III stuff was happening. We all joked about World War III, but you're like coronavirus. We were all joking about coronavirus, and there's a lot of stuff we joked about that became memes. But now that people are actually getting murdered, and all these black people and these LGBTQ people that go out in public are this is actual acts of violence, hate crimes that are happening, and like nothing's being done about it. And all this started with George Floyd, and then a bunch of crap went off for some reason. I mean, I understand the reason. I'm not saying for some reason to be rude. I'm just why? Why? Like it's just one butterfly starts a hurricane on the other end of the world. Yeah, like, I know it was a really big thing, and it was a really bad thing, too, and it was terrible, and I'm pretty sure that cop got fired that, killed George Floyd. But after this couldn't just be the one other bad act that happened in 2020, because 2020 is already terrible, but this one thing that happened, it couldn't just stay as one thing. No, now June is just out of control, and a lot of people are dying, and if I'm being honest, I wouldn't be surprised if I got a lot of hate comments on this video because I'm transgender and I am pansexual and all this and all that, because people are just being, I don't know, this never happened before. I don't know why 2020 is everyone set out to make it worse? It started out bad with a pandemic, and then is everyone just set out to do hateful things to make the year worse? Is that a trend? Let's make 2020 the worst year possible? God, it's not funny. And things like Black Lives Matter and trans people's lives, I mean, every LGBTQ person's lives matter, but the main people are black trans women that are being murdered. There's, of course, just other trans people and other black people in general, but those are the main ones being targeted. And things like Black Lives Matter, or Trans Lives Matter, or LGBT Lives Matter, it's not a trend. It's always applied. even though like a very long time ago it was not accepted. And we were getting back. We were accepting it. And I know on Monday, that what's it called? The Congress signed away trans rights that you can't not hire someone because they're transgender. That was cool, but it still doesn't really change. I mean, it changed a little bit, but it's still in the whole grand scheme of things, it almost did nothing because bad things are still happening, and it's just been the worst year that I've ever seen in my life. We thought frickin' 2016 was bad. Look at what's happening now. You can barely go outside for one reason or another, whether you're scared of corona, whether you're black, or whether you're LGBT. You don't want to go outside. I mean, if you're LGBT, you can hide it, but the color of your skin, you can't really hide. So, anyway, you want to let people know that. You don't, I mean, sometimes people want to hide it if you're not that confident, but if you are confident in who you are, then if you're part of the LGBTQ community, then you want to go outside and show it. But on that same token, for one reason or another, whether it's coronavirus, whether you're black or you're LGBT, there's some reason why you're not going to want to go outside. Because literally anything can happen now. Like, with how bad the year's been, and with how unpredictable the year's been, anything can happen at this point. Anything, just anything can spiral out of control. It's like the frickin' purge. People are just doing illegal things, and nothing's happening about it. And that's the main issue. Just people can get away with whatever they want, and almost nothing's being being done. Because all this corona stuff that happened, and all the doctors got filled up, all the like courts are backed up, stuff like that. So people just think they can get away with whatever, and most of the time they can, which is bull. And it's not good. Why can't we get along? Who was the person that decided this person's skin is darker than mine, so they're not equal to me? That makes absolutely no sense. And while I'm on the topic of racism, I'm pointing this out, okay? If anyone has this mindset watching this video, please stop. If you're like a black person and you think a black person can't be racist to a white person, please stop. Because black racism does exist, and a lot of people say it doesn't. A lot of people say, oh, if a black person hates a white person, that's not racism. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If a white person hates a black person, it's way over the top. I mean, I'm not racist, I swear. A lot of people think I am, and I have no idea why. I have nothing against race. The person I'm dating is Mexican. I have nothing against race. I don't see color. My best friend is black, and my other best friend is also Mexican. Most of my best friends aren't even. Yeah, no. All of my best friends. Not one of them is white, so don't tell me I'm racist. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. What was I saying? I forgot now. Oh, I got stuck on people saying I'm racist. Oh yeah, black racism. You can be black and you can be racist. If you don't like a white person, prejudice still qualifies for you. Okay? don't, I mean, say, nothing. I'm just pointing that out. If anyone watching this video has that mindset, your mindset's very wrong. That's just very wrong with anything. If you think, like, LGBT people are bad, black people are bad, or if white people are bad, or if any of that, if you think any person is bad because of something that they can't control, like their sexuality or their skin tone, you deserve to be given a high five in the face with a chair. Because you're the most closed-minded person in the entire world for that. Because I don't know I don't understand who came up with that. Who looked at a black person and said, "You're not equal to me." Like, why? Just because their skin tone's darker, they're less than you? I've never understood that. And like, if a guy likes a guy, so what? Who said? Don't say the Bible did. Don't say the Bible said that a guy can't date a guy. It said that father cannot, it said something, I don't remember the exact quote, but it said something along the lines of, father cannot have a relation with son. That does not mean a guy cannot have a relationship with a guy. That means a parent cannot have a relationship with a child. Okay? Don't say the Bible said something if you don't actually know what it says. It didn't say anything about being gay is wrong. It said being a pedophile is wrong, which it is. If you're a pedophile, ew. Why are you here? Go. If you're gay, you can stay. You're chill. I like you. You're cool. Yeah. Also, what guy? I'm just gonna point this out. Grade A Endere said this in his video, and I completely agree with him. If you're a straight guy, why do you hate gay guys? Okay, gay guys are just gonna find other gay guys, and they're just gonna mingle. And then guess what? If a guy is gay, and it's okay, if a guy is gay, you know what that means? All you weird straight guys who don't like gay people, guess what? That just means there's more ladies for you. Okay, straight people, don't hate gay people because they're not taking anything from you. I don't understand. There's just if anything, they're giving things to you. I don't know. You'd have to watch Grade A under his video to kind of understand what I'm getting at. He explained it way better than I can. But yeah, it's just hating people for things they can't control, which really pisses me off. It's like people. Well, I mean, you can't control your skin tone, obviously, but people still hate you for that. But by saying you can't control it, a lot of people will probably argue with me that, oh, you can control your sexuality. No, you can't. If your heart says that you're gay or lesbian or bi or anything like that, you go with that. There's a lot of people that know that their parents won't allow it, and they still, like, if it was something you could control, and you knew your parents didn't like being gay, you wouldn't just be gay to do it. That doesn't make sense. What am I trying to say? You can't control it. If your heart says something, and also your brain says something, if both of the... Okay, if your heart says one thing, then you can probably control that. If your brain says one thing, you can probably control that. If your heart and brain are saying, like, the same thing at the same time, that's not something that you can blow off. If you're a guy and you're gay, and dating a girl makes you uncomfortable, then why would you do it? Like, just follow your heart. You can't control your sexuality. You can't control who you're sexually or romantically drawn to. That's not something you get to decide. Nobody looks in the mirror and decides, oh, hey, I want to be gay. No. Your heart and your brain tell you that you're trans or you're gay or something. You don't... And it usually happens when you're older, too. I mean, some people when they're really young figure it out, but most of the time it happens when you're older, when you start to get more familiar with the terms, and in your brain it clicks, like, oh, that's what I am. I didn't know until 2018 that because, like, I don't know, I'd felt it way before, but I didn't know until frickin' 2018, before I became familiar with the term transgender and started using it. Before 2018, and I wasn't really familiar with the term then, and I wasn't familiar with any LGBT stuff, so I'm fairly new to the community, to be honest. 2018 was not that long ago. So, yeah, I had no idea what it meant then. And, well, I mean, now I'm familiar with it, and now I'm proud to say that I am. I'm saying it in front of the entire world on my YouTube channel. But to be honest, if you're watching this video and you're just here to spread hate or anything like... I'm pretty sure if someone's here to spread hate, they're not listening to me 14 minutes into the video. But if you are and you're just here to spread hate and you want to just be toxic, please get off the channel. Because let me tell you, I went on Google and I searched, who cares about your opinion on this, on Google. And guess what? I didn't find my name in the search results. So please be quiet. I don't care if you don't like gay people or if you don't like black people. It's not my concern. You should just... That's false. Everyone's equal, okay? I've just... Okay. A lot of people called me a communist for that. When I say everyone's equal, that's not... What? This is another thing I'm gonna point out in the last few minutes of the video. I swear I won't go on a tangent. But somebody in the comments, if you feel like saying that, please explain to me how me saying that everyone's equal and everyone should be treated fairly, equally, how that's communism. I mean, communism is, yes, treating everyone the exact same. There's a big difference between equality and communism, okay? And if you can't see the fine line between those two, I'm sorry, but you're absolutely mentally disabled!